Thanks for staying with us. We've just been discussing the humanitarian crisis around the world, and there's nothing that drives the humanitarian crisis as much as illegal migration. Now, a powerful and violent smuggling network has been uncovered, operating between northern France and the United Kingdom, orchestrating illegal small boat crossings across the English Channel. Authorities say the gang, led by Iraqi Kurdish nationals, coordinates dangerous journeys from forest hideouts near Dunkirk, often exposing migrants to violence and exploitation. In the UK, cash payments are discreetly collected in major public places like Birmingham's New Street Station to fund these illegal crossings. Despite increased police presence and border cooperation, thousands continue to risk the perilous journey, with recent figures showing over 25,000 small boat crossings by July 2025 alone. The gang's tactics include name changes, encrypted communications, and evolving smuggling routes, keeping them steps ahead of law enforcement. A UK immigration lawyer, Dayo Fadina, joins me in the studio for more on this. Good to have you join us. It's great to have you in the studio. First time we'll be speaking to you in person. Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure, anyway. Thank you very much.
So again, we've been taking reports of people drowning in seas across the world. Just recently, I think it was a few days ago, took reports of Ethiopians who drowned trying to cross to Yemen. Yes. And just hours ago, we also took reports of Nigerians calling for help from Libya, saying that they have been put in a holding facility where the conditions are quite dire. With the dangerous or dangers, affiliated with illegal migration, why do people keep trying to exploit that route?
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon to your viewers. Yes, this has been a problem for so many years in the UK. The issue of people actually trying to cross the English Channel into the UK. People will continue to take this risk as long as there are going to be people who are ready to actually fund their crossing, the Mediterranean for a start, into Europe. Then from Europe, the majority of them actually want to get into the UK. So long as the people smugglers, so long as there's so much profit to be made out of actually encouraging people to cross over to the UK through smuggling, there's not much anybody could do about it, to be honest with you. And sadly, we have so many African governments all over the world, even in the Middle East, that are failing their people. They have economic problems, political problems, and there are so many people who would want to take that risk and don't care of what it's going to be doing to their lives, whether they could actually lose their lives whilst actually trying to cross the Mediterranean and also the channels. And they just want to get out of the poverty-stricken situation they find themselves in so many of the countries these migrants are coming from. So it's been a problem for a very, very long time. And so many European governments, particularly the UK, are trying to resolve this problem, but it's not been easy. I think, as you're aware, various British governments have actually tried to make a difference by promising that they would try to curb this people smuggling problem that we've had for so many years. But both the Conservative Party and now the Labour Party, they don't seem to at least understand. Able
to get a hang of it. We
Yes.
see now that even Keir Starmer's ratings have dropped because of the immigration problem.
Indeed.
We find that people like Nigel Farage seems to have made that a national topic. But I wanted to ask you really, just recently the UK unveiled, I just want to get that right, they unveiled plans for a new law that will crack down on criminal gangs behind social media advertisements of these routes. And then would just UK and France as well also have this one-on-one agreement of returning illegal migrants to both countries. Is that sufficient enough measure, especially if you want to dismantle? Because again, like with every crime, you find that there is a global cartel behind this illegal migration. Is that enough to dismantle the cartel?
Not really, because that cartel is far, far stronger than what many of the European governments and countries seem to understand. very, very strong cartel. They've actually, well, Keir Starmer recently was telling the whole world, in fact, before he was elected as Prime Minister, he kept on going on using that very particular slogan, banging on the fact that I'm going to be smashing the gang. I'll be smashing this gang when I actually become Prime Minister and the Labour Party is in government. But that smashing the gang situation and the fact that he said this so many times, it doesn't particularly and truly make any difference anymore, except whatever he said during the elections and now starts bearing fruits. And I can't really see that happening. In the last, as you rightly noted, in the last 7 months, 25,000 people have actually crossed over through the English Channel to the UK. And the technology, the investments in technology that the NCA, the National Crime Agency right now, are trying to, they are trying to actually invest about £100 million for equipment, for security, and just trying to at least get around, monitoring people on social media who advertise situations to do with how people could actually come to the UK illegally. They're also trying to make sure that anybody who indeed advertises those kind of services online could be arrested, prosecuted, and serving between 5 to 10 years in jail. These things, yes, they are coming up with all these measures to try to actually monitor what's going on in the UK and so many other European countries. But the gang, the people smuggling gang, they are so powerful. They are always ahead of every single measure taken by governments. And most of the European governments.
And I agree with you on that, because there are people who have left here for the UK legally on promises of jobs, and then they get there and realize that it was all an illegal arrangement in the first place, and nothing waiting for them there. Okay. But when you have countries like the UK, especially now, and the US, having changes to their immigration rules, especially for Nigerians, doesn't that also drive illegal migration when you have stringent visa restrictions and eligibility criteria? Of
course, because as I noted initially when we started discussing this matter, unfortunately, not just Nigerians, so many other nationalities, but particularly Nigerians, many of them are so frustrated. I mean, if I'm to at least speak candidly and very frankly to the problem we have at hand, very frustrated. They want to actually get out of Nigeria, for instance, or Ghana or any other African country, and they feel that there are better opportunities abroad. I don't blame them because of maybe what they've undergone and suffered in Nigeria. So when you then come up with all these stringent policies, I mean, the British government, for instance, coming up with stringent policies of, in fact, they are not even allowing people to actually come regularly anymore. In fact, they are now coming up with restrictions, even to do with students, where recently it was announced that even the universities sponsoring students, they are making them understand the fact that there will be stringent conditions as to how you could actually. So when you have all this happening, of course, many people would want to actually go back.
I saw one yesterday that said if you're a dependent, if you divorce your dependent, you would lose your visa as well. I mean, those are very stringent rules. But we'll see how it plays out for Nigerians, and we hope that there is an end to illegal migration. Thank you so much for your time, as always. UK immigration lawyer, Dayo Fadina.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.